sports fans? I'm here with my partners Jack King and Jonathan Oates. I'm Peyton Gallagher. We are here to bring you the game between Union Grove Middle and Webb School Middle.
Yeah.
So Jack, there are many storylines coming into this game. JT Dooley's played phenomenal up to this point. So is Jack Nadod. But the major story is that Sam Warner will be out. He injured himself, and he's the heart and soul of that offensive line. How do you think that's going to affect the game for the Spartans?
That'll definitely affect the game. It depends on who they're going to bring in to back him up, and his job could be at risk here if they find a better offensive lineman. That would be great for the Spartans, not so much for Sam.
Definitely. Now, JT Dooley, his father being the coach of the UT Vols, has played great ball, scoring 5 touchdowns in their opener. What do you think he's going to have to do to lead the Spartans to victory?
JT Dooley, he is basically just an instinct player. I mean, he barely even has to think out there. He's just instinct football. It's football in the family. He is absolutely phenomenal. 5 touchdowns in the first game of the season. I mean, he's just an absolutely phenomenal player. I expect him to lead the Spartans to hopefully a victory.
Definitely. Now, the captains of this team are going to be Sam McCamey wearing number 3. JT Dooley wearing number 4.
Napkin.
Excuse me. J.R. Foy wearing 83, and number 72, Cade Mays. These are really phenomenal 8th graders leaving the team. When these players move on, it's going to be tough to replace them. Who do you think the step-up 7th graders that will be 8th graders in this upcoming season after this one, who do you think those 7th graders are going to be?
Connor Courtney is definitely a great player. I mean, he's probably definitely one of the best 7th graders on this team. If Sam Warner can get back next season from his injury, he'll definitely be an 8th grade leader. And there are a few other 7th graders on the roster. It looks like about 7 maybe. Hopefully some of those other ones can step up too to make a great team.
Most definitely. As we get set for kickoff here, we have, as the Spartans, a very limited roster. Not many players. What do you think about Cade Mays? I talked to him before the season. He was pondering not coming back and playing this year. What do you think him coming back means to this team?
It definitely means a lot. His dad was actually going to be drafted in the NFL draft a few years back, and he hurt his leg, and so he couldn't be drafted. But he and his brother, a 6th grader, hopefully they'll both be able to step up and make his brother a great football team this year maybe, and definitely next year, and himself to make a great team this year.
Okay, as we get set for kickoff, JT Dooley's launches it to about the 30, recovered and taken down by a Union Grove returner. As the defense and offense rush onto the field, we get set for this game to begin.
Peyton, this is set to be a great game. Webb beat Union Grove last year, but these two teams are definitely, I mean, they look basically the same in size. They're 2 evenly matched teams. Let's get ready for a great day of football.
Yes. Now, while the Spartans are off the field, Jack Nadod has led this team to a 4-2 record spanning back to last year. He has played great. He's an 8th grader this year. What do you think of what he's done?
He is absolutely great. He led the Spartans to their only victories last season, the last 3 games of the season, one of them being against this Union Grove team. I expect him to play absolutely terrific. I mean, the Webb Spartans have an absolutely great team this year.
Definitely. The penalty was called on Union Grove. It's a false start. They'll start play coming up now.
Yep.
Ball snap up the middle. Powering through for close to 5 yards. Good first play from the line of scrimmage.
Yes, definitely, Peyton. And this Union Grove team, I know earlier I said the sizes were evenly matched, and they basically are. Sam Warner definitely would help even that out, but Union Grove is a little bit bigger than the Webb football team, so they can definitely try and run the ball and power through them, although Webb probably has the speed advantage here.
Definitely. And the replacement for Joe Snapper as the ball is fumbled on the snap. The replacement for Sam Warner has been decided. Joe Stamper, who played great and proved himself in the JV game, 22-8 loss to Robertsville here at Faust Field, proved himself, played very well, and now he's got the starting job. What do you think this means to Stamper?
It definitely probably means a lot to him. He probably loves it. He knows that he's fulfilling a great player's position. He knows he's going to have to live up to the expectations coming out of him, which are the standards are set very high after Sam is just a phenomenal player.
The ball is ran up the middle, powering, and tackled by a host of Spartan defenders. Down just shy of the first down, about 2 yards short. Spartans playing good defense to set up a 3-and-out, fourth down. With the short field and the short down, do you think it's important to get traction here and try and go for it on this down?
Yeah, they definitely need to try and go for it. I mean, sorry about that. They want to be in the lead early. That's very important. In middle school, momentum is everything. If they can score the first touchdown, I mean, that could make a huge difference in the game. I mean, huge difference.
Okay, the ball is ran up the middle and stuffed right short of the first down. Spartan offense coming onto the field for their first drive of the game. Ball is spotted on the opposing 43-yard line. The starting field position for the Spartans is a good thing. J.T. Dooley, Jack Nadod both plan to have great games. Do you think the Spartans with their wing T offense, who do you think is going to get all the carries? J.T., Jack, Sam McCamey, a returning 8th grade captain, playing wingback for him. Who do you think is going to be getting the majority of the carries?
I think it's probably going to be I mean, they're all 8th graders. The coaches probably want to give them some spread time of playing so they can practice. All three of them are great players. I mean, all of these 8th graders this year are definitely leaders, and they're definitely absolutely terrific players.
Most definitely. Stamper also comes in on offense for the injured Sam Warner. Do you think he can provide the needed push for the Spartans to get some traction early and make a push for some first downs and get down the field, get a touchdown or a field goal?
Yeah, I mean, this entire Spartans offense is really going to have to work together as a team. As I said earlier, momentum is everything, especially early in a middle school football game. The first quarter could be the deciding quarter. If they can score here with any player, I mean, it can be the star, it can be the 6th grader that's coming in, it can just be anybody. If they can score here, it's going to change the complete momentum of this game, 100%.
Definitely. Spartans get sent to snap the ball and start play again. Nadod under center. He's going to take the snap, hand it off to Dooley. Dooley breaks a tackle, keeps pushing, churning. He's going to break through for the first down. Tackled by a host of Union Grove defenders. That's a good play for Dooley to start off on. He broke through that hole broke a tackle or a few, got down. He is a powerhouse runner. He's not a speed runner. Do you think he's going to be able to wear down this Union Grove defense?
Yes, with this Union Grove defense, they're very big, but JT can power through them. He can wear them down. I mean, he is just a tough soldier out there. He can power through them. I mean, he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure this Spartan football team wins.
Definitely. Hand off to the outside. Brody Leonard fighting, nearly gets the first down. I'm not sure if he did or not. I believe he was just short. It will be second down. Third down.
Number 22, Brody Leonard.
Excuse me.
Taken down by number 12, Cole Green.
That's another 8th grade back in this host of backs. Brody Leonard. He also plays linebacker. He's a fiery little kid.
Yes.
And he really works to get those snaps.
All these Spartan football players, I mean, they're against much bigger teams than they're against today, and much bigger teams all the time. They will just power through them. They are tough soldiers. They are the soldiers of Sparta.
Kamey breaks to the outside. He's going to get just short of the goal line, down at the 1-yard line. Good run to the outside from McCamey. It looks to start, the Spartans are getting some traction here, driving down the field with 3 plays to get into the goal line.
Yes, the Spartans definitely a running team. They'll just power through you. They'll do whatever they can. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm serious about this. I have to repeat myself because it's so true. They will do whatever they can to get that score. They'll play against college. They might play against college-sized kids, and they will do whatever they can to get that touchdown.
The ball is handed off, powered in. Touchdown, number 22, Brody Miller. Spartans up 6-0 to start the game off. 4:07 left in the first quarter. That was a good run, good push by the offensive line. One of the most underrated but most pivotal positions on the offensive side of the ball as the Spartans set up to go for 2 is the guards and centers who are so underrated but yet mean so much to these teams.
Yeah, Brody Leonard, that was a great score by him. This is going to change the momentum of the game. You can see the Union Grove players are going to be worn down by it. They're going to not like it. They're just going to Webb Spartans are going to be fired up about it.
As McCamey runs in for the easy 2-point conversion. Spartans up 8-0. Good first drive. Positive.
2-point conversion complete.
Union Grove has got to look to get the ball in the end zone on this drive. It's an important drive, an important possession. If you fall down 14 to the Spartans team, I don't think they're going to let you come back, no matter how hard you push. As you were saying, the first quarter is so pivotal.
Yes, 4:07 left in this first quarter. 8-0, of course. Webb up. This first possession and the first score means so much. If Union Grove can come back, however, if Union Grove can score on this possession here, it will definitely change the momentum of things, and both teams will be fired up, and both teams will be highly energetic, and they'll just be ready to go.
Definitely. It really could change the complexion of this game starting off in the first quarter. Now, Dooley, it almost seems that he does everything for this team. He plays fullback. He runs the ball more than anybody else, even though he didn't on that first possession. He also kicks for the team. Can you tell us about what he does for this team in the kicking game, since they don't really go for extra points?
JT Dooley, he is an all-around player. As I was saying earlier, an instinct player. He will do anything to let this team win. His dad's like a Tennessee coach. I mean, his dad has coached at colleges. He's definitely got the coaching. His dad, I'm sure he works out every day with his dad. He's definitely got it down.
As a Union Grove player, number 44, Danny Maja, falls on the ball right down at about the 35. Almost an identical kick to the first one. Hit right to the second line. And they're able to fall on it. But if he bobbles that ball, that's a fumble. It's on the ground, and the Spartans are looking for that. What do you think this second line's got to do? Should they fall on it? Should they try and return? What should they do?
I would say and it's going to be very argued. I'm going to get argued for this. I would say fall on it because these players can hit and they will make you fumble it. I would say fall on it.
As the ball's pitched to the outside, taken down behind the line. I can't see who made the tackle. It looks like Sam McCamey. Yes, it was Sam McCamey. Another 8th grade starter on this team as the Spartans make yet another defensive sub on the line. They've got a lot of depth on that line. And, there's so many important pieces, but who do you think's the most important player with Cade out and Werner out as well?
Most important player. I don't think I can choose because these, as you're saying, these are all a piece to the jigsaw puzzle. The line means stuff. The safety means any player on this team means so much to the team.
As the new acquisition, that tracked down by Dooley. And Connor Courtney, gang tackle. Down is going to be 2nd and 11 from the 34. That's an important tackle. Connor Courtney, JT Dooley. This defense is full of studs.
Connor Courtney, only a 7th grader. He is a tough man, though. He's going to overpower even some of the biggest kids on this team. He'll do anything. He's going to try and stop the ball. He will just a 7th grader, as I said. He'll take down the biggest 8th graders out there that are, high school size, and it's almost as if he didn't do anything.
The ball is fumbled and nearly recovered by a Spartan defender. The quarterback, number 16, Josh Young, falls on it though. It's going to be a 4th down from the 27-yard line. That is a big loss. They're going to be forced to punt here.
Yes, and the part of the reason that Webb is winning this game currently is what I like to call an instinct player. Connor Courtney, Sam McCamey, JT Dooley. They can play football with their instincts. They don't have to think about it. They just do it. It just happens. This Union Grove, they're kind of having to think about it. It takes them a second to figure it out.
Back to return, Brody Miller. He breaks around the corner. He stiff arms down at the 31. Tackle made by number 20, Tony Mayhaw. He's doing things in the special teams game. He almost broke that one. If he could have broke a tackle or two, he would have been gone for a touchdown. That's an important thing. An underrated part of the game nowadays is the special teams game.
And Tony Mayhaw's actually, Maya kind of looks like a star here. I think I've seen 2 or 3 tackles maybe already by him. He is definitely, I'm sure he's definitely one of the players that the coach wants to start every game. I've seen a lot of tackles out of him. We'll expect to see some more out of him.
Nadot under center to take the snap. Sam McCamey switches sides. Ball pitched out. Brody Leonard, who's getting carries in this half, he's breaking to the outside. He's going to get a 1st down at the 19.
And Webb is just a great team. I know I've been saying this, but Webb is just a great team. They can break through tackles. They'll just they'll run through. Anything.
There's another tackle for Mahia, who now has 4. Brody Leonard has been carrying this team so far in this game with over, if I believe, 40 yards on 2 drives. Normally you'd think Dooley would be getting most of the carries, but you never know. They can come at you with this 4-headed monster they have in the backfield.
Definitely. All these 8th graders, just huge leaders to this team, coaching the 6th and 7th graders also to lead this Spartans team next year.
As Nadon breaks around the corner, makes a stiff arm. He's got blockers out in front. Dooley makes a great block. He's going to get in for the touchdown. Nadon. Touchdown, Spartans.
And Jack Nadod, he's going to run. He has it all. He can hand it off. He can throw. He can run. He's definitely somebody. Whenever he might be playing as a freshman in high school. He's extraordinarily good player.
Definitely. As Dooley set up a big block, pancaked his man down at the 5-yard line, set him up for an easy score. Another big part of Dooley's game is he's oversized as a fullback. and he can just flatten the secondary. That's big for the Spartans to get downfield blocking. As they go for 2 here.
Every pieces of this offense and defense are underrated, but they're all important, including secondary, anything, linemen, and
McCamey fights in. He did not get it stuffed down at the half-yard line. The score is 14-0. Webb leading Union Grove. 1:12 left in this first quarter. Spartans coming off really strong. I mean, Union Grove is falling farther and farther into that pit. They really got to put up a score on this drive.
And as I was saying, momentum makes it all. If Webb hadn't scored that last touchdown, and let's say the game ended at 14-0, and Webb hadn't scored that last touchdown, then the Union Grove team would have finished with more momentum. But since that they scored it, both touchdowns just in the first quarter, their momentum is way down right now. They're really going to have to fight back. They can't. I mean, what I've noticed in sports is whenever your momentum's down, you're kind of out of it. You don't want to listen to the coach, and they really got to get back. If they want to get back into this one, they're going to have to score definitely by the end of the half, probably by the end or about the halfway point of the second quarter if they want to get back in this one.
Definitely. As Dooley gets set up to kick the ball again, this will be a third kick. He's averaging the ball around the 30-yard line. Tony Mayha made 2 more tackles on that possession. He's got a grand total of 5, including special teams. He has become a storyline in this game. As the ball is fumbled back down at the 25, a host of Union Grove players jump on it. Brandon Crabtree's the one who falls on it initially. Spartans come out for another defensive possession. Another standout new 7th grader is number 9, Bryson Glenn.
Yeah,
He's a speedster at the safety position, and he can lay people out. He's a strong player. He's new to the team.
I haven't gotten a chance to talk to him much. He seems like a very nice kid. He's going to definitely be a leader for this team. I'm sure he's a great football player. We haven't gotten to see him play very much, but he's definitely going to become a big piece of this team.
Definitely. Speaking of new players, star inside linebacker Jackson Mullins, wearing number 66. He's played well this season. As the snaps fumble back, JT Dooley's going to pick it up. No, the ball's still on the ground, and a host of Spartan players recover it down at the 1-yard line. That'll be number 86. I guess that was 83. J.R. Foy, another leader on this team. They get the ball down at the 1. A chance to go up 21-0.
Yeah, this is a huge momentum changer. This Union Grove is going to have an amazing comeback. This is definitely going to put their momentum down. This is not something they're probably accustomed to, going down by even 14-0 in the first quarter.
Definitely. May I make a correction? That fumble was actually recovered by Jackson Mullins as the Spartans push in for a touchdown. That's the third of the day. That will be JT Dooley. They've got 3 different players with a touchdown in this game. JT Dooley, Jack Nadod, and Brody Leonard. They all have touchdowns. Like I was talking about, they've got so much depth in that backfield. They can run with 5 different backs, and each one of them can have a breakout game.
This is just great for them. JT Dooley having 5 touchdowns the first game of the season, and having a football coach as a dad, great instinct player. He is just terrific.
As Dooley breaks tackles, falls into the end zone. I believe that's the 2-point conversion. Yes, it is. 22-0 Spartans. 54 seconds left in this first quarter. Score is 22-0. At this pace, Union Grove's set to go down 88-0. This is not a good start for them. They really need to get something going. I've repeated myself several times, but this is the most crucial possession they've had to go through this game. You can see that they're almost out of it, and I don't know what to say.
They've really got to power through this one. JT Dooley, as we see, is starting to get to play some more. He wasn't running as much earlier this game. He just scored that last touchdown. I mean, this Union Grove team, they really have got to score here. I mean, if they don't, it looks like that they're out of it. They're kind of holding their hips. If they can score here, it'll put them right back in them. Even though they might be down by 2 touchdowns, it'll put them right back in it. But they really have got to score here on this next possession.
We have a change in the lineup. Kicker, JT Dooley's been subbed out for backup kicker J.R. Foy. He's set back for the kick. They actually do rotate quite often at kicker.
83.
JR's a great kicker as well, as he launches that ball down, recovered by a host of the Union Grove players. I believe that's Tony Mayha again, but no, it's actually Eli Macon.
Yeah.
But JR just made a pretty good kick there. Do you think there's any competition for that starting job for JT?
I'm not sure. JT, a good running back. Kicking probably isn't his number 1 priority, and he runs. So, but I mean that's a pretty good kick. You're right. And these Union Grove players, looks like a lot of them, not as many 8th graders as there are on the Webb Spartans team. They look maybe some of them are tall, but they're not as.
They bring the blitz. He's going to be taken down by a host of Spartan defenders. The first one to get there was JT Dooley, making things happen on the defensive end as well.
That one.
Spartans just powering through that line with the blitz.
That one is a real momentum swinger. I mean, Union Grove has got to score here, or else, I mean, they're gonna be out of it. Their momentum, they're probably really negative right now. They're losing by 3 touchdowns. I mean, this one, they really have got to get back in this one, like, right now.
We have another substitution, folks. Number 70, Chase Strickland's entered the game at defensive end. He's the one who's been who set that sack up for JT. As he gets quick pressure, Jackson Mullins, another tackle. He's the one who came up with that fumble. Another big player for the Spartans team.
And that's great. That's definitely great to end the quarter with. As you're saying, Chase Strickland came in, not a very big player. He's definitely tall, but this definitely affected another 7th grader. And it looks like that the first quarter is over with the score 22 Spartans, Union Grove nothing.
Strong showing from the Spartans. 22 points, only 8 minutes. This is not looking good for this team, as Union Grove is trying to get hyped up on the sidelines. The Spartans have held this team to under 0 yards. They have not gained a positive yard the entire game except for that first drive. Their average drive, they fumbled the ball twice. They've been sacked twice, and they haven't had a positive play since the first drive of the game. Do you think this offense is getting worn down by the absolute pressure from the Spartans?
It probably is. I mean, they're probably getting lazy out there. They're kind of getting tired. They're getting worn down by the Spartans. Their momentum's down because they're losing. I mean, maybe they're just kind of lagging out there. They may be jogging. They're not like hustling out there, and they're not putting their full focus on the game like the Spartans are.
Definitely. Now, the lineup's starting to change a little bit. Some of the starters are getting a rest. They're all big. I don't blame them. Turley Wall has also entered the game for the Spartans. He will play nose guard for Joe Stampin.
And another.
No, excuse me. He's playing ends. Cooper Mays has come in at nose guard.
Both of those players, 6th graders, I believe. They're trying to definitely make a first impression on their coaches for playing time in future years.
Definitely. The line has completely changed. There are no starters, I believe. As JT Dooley blitzes around the corner. Break free. Huffin', puffin'. He's going to break open. He's going to go. 40, 30, 20. He could go all the way. Tony Mayhaw making a play on the offensive end as well. Breaks free for an 81-yard touchdown. Union Grove is back in this one.
That's a definite momentum swinger. He has had at least 5 tackles this game on the defensive side, and he's making the first touchdown of the game. He's definitely the stud to watch out for on Union Grove. He's a instinct player. He doesn't have to think about it. It just comes to him. He knows what to do.
As Union Grove sets to go for 2, you can forget those changes. They are back into this game. That touchdown breathes new life into this team.
And here we go. They're going
As
for
there's
2.
a penalty, I believe it was a false start. No, they're going to say it was on the Webb Spartans. It was not a false start. So they're going to move the ball even closer, inching towards that goal line for this 2-point conversion. They have 3 backs in the backfield. It doesn't look like they're going to pass. The ball is slammed down by a host of Spartan defenders. No 2-point conversion. A sudden burst of energy. Tony Mayhaw stuffed. And the Spartans regain composure fast. Now JT Dooley, who has 4 tackles and a touchdown, he's played phenomenally. JT is blitzing almost every play, though. That is a reason why Tony Mayhaw got to break open for that TD a second ago. You know the saying, you live and you die by the blitz. And that's what happened there.
Definitely Peyton, and I kind of feel like that Webb there was maybe they're getting a little bit too relaxed. They thought, these guys, we don't have to play them. We're winning. They kind of got lazy on them, and that touchdown there probably is going to wake them up, and they're going to play a much tougher and better game.
Well, this team is no pushover, that's for sure. They're not going to give up or anything. As the Union Grove players, Tony Mayhaw scored a punt. Can he do everything? He's made 5 tackles. He's ran for over 100 yards. 90 yards. And now he's kicking for the team. Tony Mayhaw is emerged as the best player on this team all of a sudden. What do you think he's got to do to bring his team back into the game?
He's a great player. He's probably a player that can talk to the players, get them back in the game. He's definitely the player that if you are a Spartan fan, you wish he was on your team. He's definitely the leader of this team. I would expect to hear his name some more in future years.
Definitely. He is a great stud on this team. As the Spartans get ready, I think they were about to make a quarterback change, if I'm correct. But with that sudden score, they have to revoke the privilege from Jared Isaacs, the backup quarterback, who plays. I talked to him earlier in the week. He is pushing so hard for this job, and he'll have it next year.
Yeah, Jack Nadad will be in the upper school next year, and he'll probably be a very good player there. Jared Isaacs, he'll be an 8th grader next year. He definitely wants that job. He wants it bad. He is definitely a sports guy. I'm in his. I've talked to him. I've seen him, working out and stuff, and he's just definitely training. He's definitely trying for this job, pushing for it. He really wants it, and that's how. The good thing about the Webb team is that if you want it, you can do it.
That is the motto here. Police, not hominies, our motto here. It means leaders, not men. And that's what the Spartan team is. Leaders, not men. Each player can step up any given day and be a leader. As the onside kick is recovered and fallen on by the Spartans, that is number 62. No, 62, Zane Gee.
And these 8th graders, you just watch out for them. They're definitely the leaders to basically all these teams. That now not all of them are the best player on the team, but basically some of the 7th graders and basically any of the 8th graders can give advice to the younger kids and can make them a much better can make them much better players. Some people are just, they play a little bit of football, but they're born really to be a coach.
Definitely. As they run the reverse, he's going to break it. Sam McCamey gone. 20, 10. He could go. Touchdown. Sam McCamey, second of the day. Spartans up 28 to 6. Here, you better warm up the buses because I think this game may just be over.
Definitely that one. I mean, that could completely destroy Union Grove's little bit of confidence left right there. And I think he's had a great defensive game too. I think we've seen him maybe 3 or 4 tackles.
3 tackles, exactly. He also has a sack in this game, which is an important factor into the Spartans' 3 sacks. As they run in for 2, that's Connor Courtney coming in for JT Dooley. His first carry of the game is going to be good for 2. Spartans up 36. Spartans just blowing them out right now.
Definitely. And Connor Courtney, speaking of those names, he's like Jared Isaacs. He wants that job. He's going to work for it. These 7th graders, I mean, once these 8th graders leave, they've got these jobs. But the thing about all teams is that you can't just be a player. You have to be a player. In 8th grade, you have to be a player and you have to be a leader. You have to give some advice to the younger kids, and you have to play well. It's definitely a big expectation to live up to, but a lot of these players can do it. They're nice they can give great advice to the younger kids on what to do and what not to do, and they're great football players themselves.
Definitely. As J.R. Foyt gets to kick off his second kickoff of the game, the 6th graders are getting in, starters are out. Good opportunity for some of these 6th graders to get some good minutes for the future. J.R. Foyt, the backup kicker, set to take his kick. The ball won't stay on the tee, though. That's a big factor. It's one of the unsung things with middle school football, or the little courts. The football being off the tee. The football bouncing around. As JR bombs that kick, and it is fumbled by Union Grove, pounced on by a host of Union Grove special teams players. This special teams has played a pretty good game. I mean, they haven't given the ball away, even though they fumbled it 3 times. And they know when to jump on that ball instinctively.
Definitely. And, I mean, they are definitely, I believe that Union Grove definitely has a better special teams and defense. And if they can pull their offense together, they'll have a terrific season. All they need to do is pull their offense together, and if they can do it today, they can put some scores on the board, and we can have a ball game.
Yes, and I've been meaning to say something about this. The backup center has come into the game. Tony Mayhaw makes a carry, by the way. The backup center, Joe Stamper, number 60, has played a phenomenal game at nose tackle. He's played phenomenal at center. Do you think he could be end up starting for the rest of the season? I
mean, that's a definite possibility. Taking some spots, Sam Warner, he's kind of, trying to live up to him. Didn't he sub in for him at the beginning of the game? I mean, he's another 7th grader. Definitely get a lot of playing time next year, hoping to make the minutes he gets this year count.
Definitely. As Ryan Lee, Zach McCamey, and Mullins all team up to make that tackle. That is another negative play, and it is 3rd down. Big 3rd down for him. 6:20 left in this first half. The score is 6-30. Is this too abysmal for them to come back? Can they make a comeback if they get a first down here?
It's a good thing about players at this age. Ooh, fumble.
The ball is fumbled and recovered by the Spartans. Number 66, Jackson Mullins, falling on his 2nd fumble of the game. That's big. That is big. He is a leader. He's playing great. He's got 5 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a 4th. And he is just playing so above what the quota is for this team.
Definitely. And I mean, these Spartan players, there are so many, there are so many names on this team. I mean, we can barely keep track of them. There are so many names to watch. And a lot of times it'll be there's one player that's absolutely amazing, you have to watch him. But on the Spartans, they're not, they're not all going to go to the NFL, but a lot of them will be playing college ball, and there's a lot of mixed talent throughout the entire team.
As the second team enters the game in the backfield, Bryce and Glenn and I believe Connor Courtney both enter the game at halfback. Brody Leonard's still in the game though. He's a key player. Why do you think they haven't subbed him out yet?
They have to keep a leader in there. They've got to keep somebody that can lead the team. They've got to keep somebody in there just in case just in case the defense steps up and the coaches don't recognize it or something. He can kind of lead the team. He's definitely going to make some good plays too. I mean, they want to leave at least one 8th grader talent in there so that they can in case they need to use him, they can use their weapon.
Definitely. Now, it's not like Bryce and Glenn or Connor Courtney are pushovers. They're both insanely fast players. I got the honor to play with Bryce and Glenn when I was younger. He is a speed demon, and he will run his heart out on every play. That's the thing about him, though. He'll run his heart out on every play, and he'll wear himself out. Now, with him doing this, do you think he can maintain staying in the game for almost a full game now?
I believe it's going to be hard for him. He's going to have to pace himself with this big defense for Union Grove. He's definitely going to have to power through them. So if he's running his heart out and he's just trying. I mean, he's got to try, but if he's just trying to, then there's a point at which at a running back, and it's usually only at running back where you can actually try too hard.
As Bryson Glenn gets the ball around the corner, breaks it, he's going to go. Touchdown, Spartans. That's Bryson Glenn's first of the season. He breaks through. That's a big touchdown. That's a confidence builder. Even though the Spartans don't really need it at this point, going up 36-6. Bryson's gonna be a workhorse for this team in the upcoming years.
I mean, that's definitely going to. I mean, they've got a lot of backups in there. That's going to build their confidence. I mean, Union Grove, they have really got to play here. And I keep saying this because, I mean, the Spartans keep scoring. They have got to play. They've got to get their hearts in, and they got to play. They got to start playing right now as hard as they can.
Definitely. Now, let's talk quarterbacks for the upcoming year as Connor Courtney breaks in for the 2-point conversion, his second of the night. Alec Boroff, an upcoming star, possibly 6th grader, played quarterback at Catholic, I believe, for his Little League ball. Is going to challenge Jared Isaacs for that starting job next year. And, I mean, do you think he could possibly take it?
If he's good enough, they'll probably alternate because it's always, and even if, I mean, I was watching the other night, I was watching the movie The Rookie of the Year. The kid pitcher was way better than the adult pitcher, and they were in I believe the division qualifying or something like that, or clinch the division. But they went with experience. Even though his arm was hurt, they went with experience. They want to go with experience so that they can just, he got the feel of the game. And so they might alternate some games. But Jared Isaacs, considering he'll be an 8th grader next year, definitely going to have to be a leader. Will probably get to play a little bit more. But then in 2 years, the other guy might get to play.
As the ball bounces around, recovered by Union Grove. The quarterback change, I think, has already been decided. I think Jared Isaacs may be entering the drive for the next position. Almost all the starters out of the game, except for on defense, where they have, I believe, 3 starters still in the game. 4. Do you think they really should take their starters out, or do you think they should go with experience and try and get some more experience for those older players?
I would say if we were late in the season, I would say keep the older players in because they don't get to play on this team after this. I mean, it's their final year on the middle school team, but they're early in the season. They want to test out the 6th and 7th graders, see who's going to get to play, who they want to play later in the season. They're definitely going to try and kind of like NFL preseason. I mean, they're not like not trying, but they're trying to test out the players so that they can see if there's actually any players that could be studs even more than the 8th graders.
Definitely. As Bryson Glenn, Connor Courtney, and Ryan Lee lead the game, number 14, Will Rice, number 44, Turley Wall, and number 70, Chase Strickland, all three of them enter the game. Strickland misses a tackle. Mayhaw breaks through. He's fighting, churning down at the 25. Mayhaw breaks the 100-yard mark with that run. He's at 115 yards for the game. He's playing really well. He's keeping this team in it. He's not going to give up.
Yeah, he's basically like the teams I was talking about. He's that one big stud that most likely, almost like probably 80% chance playing in college and 70% chance playing in the NFL. He is an absolutely terrific player. I mean, after they get him through middle school, they're going to have to go through a little bit with him. I mean, there's going to be little tweaks and stuff, but if he wants to play in the NFL, I mean, he might not be a starter. If he wants to play, he'll get the chance.
You really got to work for that, though, and it's hard to judge at the middle school level, but he's definitely playing like an NFL player tonight.
And then again, some players, it could be just that we're watching him on a good night. I mean, some players, sometimes they will just have a terrific night, and then the next game, you know, they can't lead the team, and somebody else has stepped up. You got to, if we see him in the next few games, if we can see him, you know, if he's got a good, like, maybe if he starts the next 3 games and he has terrific games then, maybe not as good as this one, but still good games then we'll definitely know to watch out for him.
Definitely. Now, the question is, do you think they'll pull him being so far down? Do you think they'll pull him out, or do you think they'll keep him in trying to win the game?
That's definitely a tough decision. It just depends on your coaching style. Is your coaching style put in the 6th and 7th graders, see what we can what we have for next game, give them some experience, or do we want to keep the good guys in, or not the good guys, you know what I mean, the experienced people in, and you know, that was a fumble there, and oh my goodness. Do we want to keep the experienced people in and try and win this? At this point, I would say that they want to keep the experience in. They want to, if they can put up a touchdown by the end of the half, they're going to try and keep the experience in. After that point, I would guess they might try to put some younger kids in just to give them experience if they can't get a touchdown by the end of this quarter.
Justin Scarlett enters the game, and just another prime example, the center-quarterback exchange has not been good tonight. As Justin Scarlett getting tangled up with a player downfield, that will be number 55, Brad Key.
Both of those.
That's not something you want to show, though. Being down, you don't want to be bitter.
Both of those players were. I mean, they're very big. They're definitely going to be linemen, linebackers. You could see, you know, with whenever number 75, 55, Brad Key took him down. He did a little fist pump. I'm sure he said something to him. I mean, you don't want to get so deep into a player. You don't want to say, "Oh, I don't like him." I mean, you got to. This sport was meant to build friendships, especially in middle school. I mean, they're just trying to get you to meet new players. They're trying to let you play, but they're also trying to build friendships through other schools.
And that is the first pass completed, and for a decent gain on 4th down, I believe. No, 3rd down. And it'll be Spartan ball soon. But they are having trouble containing the snap. I've been keeping track. The ball has been fumbled 6 or 7 times.
And
is that a problem? If he can dive on the ball, or do you think he needs to maintain possession at all times and not try to get something going?
I say don't take the risk. And I feel at this point, instead of just diving on the ball, I feel at this point they might want to pick it up and run with it even. At this point, I mean, they're down by so much. That's probably a good decision.
JT Dooley is going to pick up the punt. Now the 5-yard line, he's going to take off with it. Going to stiff arm, fight around. He's got blockers. Reversing field. He's going. There's a flag on the field, folks. 2 flags. As he's going to break through a tackle, he's going to fight through. He's going to be dragged down at the 45, but this play is coming back. 2 flags down the field at the 20 and 25. That's not a good sign on a kickoff.
Those flags probably holding, but going around all those blockers looks like holding. Going around all those blockers. Oh.
It's a tough play. Reverse field, JT made something happen, though. That's what you want to see. As it is called for a holding, the Spartans are going to head back down the field. They're going to start this drive deep in their own territory, as I cannot see who's coming in at quarterback.
And it looks like my good buddy Peter Schaefer over here has corrected us. The penalty, as we think it may have actually been a block in the back.
Ooh, that's a rough one. The 6th grade unit's in, and almost all 6th grade line other than Joan Stanford. And I can't see who's in quarterback. I think they're just going to take a knee and run the play timeout. Why? As Jared Isaacs comes in at quarterback, he's going to get some playing time. Do you think this is a good experience for him, or do you think they should let him play a quarter or 2 and let Alec Borov take the reins?
I would say I think they should let Jared play. I mean, he needs some experience. It's just like any sport. You're going to have experience before they're going to let you start. And if the coaches never let you have experience, well, then you can't. I played for coaches in baseball. They would never let me have the experience because I was terrible. They never let me have the experience, so I never got any better. And this is a good choice by the coaches here.
Isaac gets around the corner on his first play. He's going to grab the first down. Tackled by a host of defenders. Leading the play, the quarterback, number 16, Josh Young, getting the tackle just shy of the first down. Jared Isaacs pumping. He broke a tackle. After the fumble, he caught it. Broke a tackle, got around the corner. Nearly broke that play.
These 7th graders, including Jared Isaacs, they may not be the biggest ones out there, but they are pumped. They love the game. They're pumped every game. They're ready. I mean, if you just see them in the hallways, I mean, if you go by Webb, if you see them in the hallways, they are pumped. They're talking about the game. They're ready to go.
They are proud to wear that jersey, that's for sure. Isaac's under center for the second play. He's going to take the snap. Hand off. That is Duff. But no, it's a reverse. Connor Courtney around this corner. He's going. He's going. He's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line. Good run for Courtney. That brings him up with 3 carries. He's got 2 two-point conversions under his belt, along with that big reverse play. Greatly executed by the Spartans.
Definitely a player to watch out for, especially in 8th grade. I mean, he's already playing as a 7th grader. I mean, he's there. If they don't have 8th graders available or something, he's definitely the first man they go to. Just a great all-around player. He's definitely going to step up as a leader next year, and as you see, a lot of speed, a lot faster. Looks like he's a lot faster than a lot of these Union Groves players. He can outrun them.
As the ball is handed off, staggered down, number 75 makes a tackle. That will be, number 76, Andrew Moses. As a few Webb starters come over to the sideline, including Connor Courtney and number 16, Gage Sherrill. Jared Isaacs got the play coming back to initiate play again. Spartans coming to the line right now. You got to understand what Joan Stamper has been able to do coming into this game is phenomenal. You may not see it on every down. I encourage you to go back and look at this because he's played great. As Union Grove is coming back hard, they get number 34, Riley Wofford, there.
And I've known Riley all my life, as we have about 20 seconds left in the quarter. I've known Riley basically all my life since about I was 4. He is a terrific person. I mean, he's got a great personality. He definitely loves football. He's loved football. I mean, we every day, whenever we came back, we went to the Tennessee home football games every day. Whenever we came back, we'd be talking about football. He definitely loves it. As we see the players walking off the field.
At the halftime score 38-6, Spartans playing their hearts out tonight, and we'll be back at the end of the half. Welcome back, Spartan fans. We're here to bring you the second half of this game between Union Grove and the Webb Middle School Spartans. Kick is set, onside, bounced high. Union Grove recovers. I didn't get to mention, score 6:38. I am here with a new cast of broadcasters. I'm here with Nicholas Lansing and Peter Schaefer. So, we saw the Spartans blow out in the first half. They're playing great. They're up 38-6. The Spartans have just dominated, but do you think if they ease up, Union Grove can get back in?
Absolutely, Peyton. And that onside kick is perfect proof of that. The Spartans thought they had it, and then they kicked it and went off the guy's helmet. He thought he had it and just bounced up. Union Grove recovered it, and now the momentum's completely shifted.
Definitely. As Union Grove says to snap the ball, handed off up the middle, and taken down at the line of scrimmage by a host of Spartan tacklers.
Good play there.
Definitely. Peter, what do you think of the Spartans live by the blitz, die by the blitz attack, where they just blitz all out every play?
Well, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when it works, it's great. They push them backyards, but when it doesn't, they can get big yards and get past our men.
Definitely. First down from, I believe, that is the 46-yard line. The Spartans making switches on the defensive end, trying to get in some inexperienced players, trying to get in some of the 6th and 7th graders.
Yes,
If
Peyton.
it were later in the season. Oh, excuse me. They must have, Union Grove must have fumbled. It's a turnover, Spartan ball. You were going to say something, Jared. What?
Yes, they brought a new quarterback, Jared Isaacs, number 42. Looks like they're going to give a lot of 7th and 6th graders some reps.
I believe that was Bryson Glenn making the carry for 5 yards. He's played pretty well off the bench. He is a safety, I believe, on the defensive end.
Yes, and he already has a touchdown at running back.
Yeah, he broke one off earlier in the game if you didn't catch it.
On that great reverse from Sam McCamey.
Yeah, and I mean, this team, I was talking earlier to Jack King, who was here with me earlier, how this team has so much depth in the backfield, from Bryson Glenn to Connor Courtney to JT Dooley, as the ball's handed off right up the middle to
Brody Leonard, number 22.
That actually was James Sanger, number 21, who made the carry up the middle. They have played so well, all of them, making at least 1 or 2 touches. And now they're bringing in 4th and 5th string backs, and they're still making 5-yard runs.
Yes, Peyton, but some of that credit for those runs, actually almost all that credit, has to go to this amazing offensive line.
As I was saying earlier, stellar performance from the player who has come in, my personal MVP, Joan Stamper, coming in for, I believe, Sam Werner, who is another backbone player on this team. And I heard earlier at the half, they are going to be without other star lineman, Cade Mays, for a while. He hurt himself.
Yeah, Peyton, he hurt his collarbone. But, Sam's injury, his knee injury at Alcoa, that was really heartbreaking, but Jones has really stepped up and taken his place on the line. I'm really glad to see that out of a 7th grader.
Definitely. And, well, I mean, Jones has stepped up. There's no other way to explain it. Peter, what do you think the drive has got to be for a player who's waited so long for his chance, played great in a JV game on Tuesday, and is now playing lights out in this game against Union Grove?
Well, and he's got great confidence because he's been playing so well, and he's just got to carry that into the next games, and he'll be playing really well.
Definitely. As I believe Union Grove is going to call a timeout, make some changes, try and maybe get back into this game.
Yes, Peyton, but you have to think it may be too little too late. They did not have a stellar first half, although that one touchdown they had was a great run by Tony Mejia.
Tony Meja's played great. Mejia. And he's just been running and carrying this ball down in big spurts. And Do you really think he can keep that up, though, in the second half?
Oh, absolutely. He's also playing very well on the defensive side. He's leading Union Grove in tackles and carries.
Yes, he's really been playing great. Another issue, though, with Union Grove's team in this game has been the center to quarterback exchange. I've counted 5 fumbles plus on that snap. It's cost them 2 possessions. The Spartans have benefited both with a score of 15 points off of them.
Yep, exactly right, Peyton. Especially on that shotgun snap. The center has numerous times snapped it over the quarterback's head. And their JT Dooley's punt is knocked down at the
39. Blipped up, nice punt, pushed them back about 20 yards. That's beneficial for the team.
Absolutely.
We were talking earlier, Peter, how JT has a football bloodline, so does Cade. Do you think that means anything to this team, that JT's got the pedigree with his father being the head coach here at UT?
I think that means everything. I mean, to have someone who's been born and raised football and is a great football player, to have him as the backbone of your team, and not to mention Cade Mays. That guy, if he's out for a couple of games, that's going to be a huge hit to the Spartans' offense.
As Tony Mejia's taken down for a 2-yard gain. Peter, what's your opinion on the matter with JT playing so well? He has, I believe, 7 touchdowns on the year.
And that's really helping through this season. You know, if he wasn't on this team would be hurting a whole lot worse. And he has really helped this team on both defense and offense.
Now the Spartans looking to go up 2-1 after that not so par performance last season, only winning 3 games, but all those games were won by Jack Nadod, the Golden Boy quarterback, who is 4-2 career, and if they win this game, he'll be 5-2.
Yeah.
7 starts under his belt now. Do you think he could be getting to the point where he could be the Peyton Manning of this team?
Well, definitely, Peyton. I mean, last year when Cooper Enfield, our big prodigy quarterback, got hurt and Jack had to step up, everybody was a little bit doubtful. But Jack has really performed well, and I'm really glad to see that. And I really think he can go up 5-2 in his career on here.
Yeah, and the Spartans are set for years and years, as they usually are at the quarterback position, with soon to be when Jared takes the helm, it'll be in the 8th grade, but yet they've got another prodigy quarterback coming up behind him with Alec Boroff. He played great in his Little League ball with Catholic. What do you think his goals have to be for next season? Do you think he should set his sights on a starting job? Do you think he should just work on his passing ability? What do you think he should do?
Well, Peyton, I think he should just watch Jared and see what he does. He's really a good quarterback, and also watch Jack this year and learn everything he can. And wait until 8th grade, and then in 8th grade he can step up, and he can really lead this team to a great season.
Yes, definitely. Peter, what's your opinion on the subject?
I really think Alec Boroff is a great quarterback, and next year it'll be a tough quarterback battle between Jared Isaacs and Alec Boroff for that starting position.
Definitely. As the Spartans bring the blitz, it's a reverse play, and stuffed. Sam McCamey making the play. He's played well as an 8th grader on this team. He's a backbone player. It seems like the Spartans, even though they don't have that much depth, always have another great player coming in after the first one. They are coached very well. And, I mean, there's no other way to put it. Peter, what do you think they have to do to keep this mentality with them?
I really think they need to just, keep playing well, keep doing the things they need to do, keep making big plays, and just don't make errors, and it'll turn out very well.
It sure would pay back. Now, Nicholas, Tony Mejia's played well as he carries the ball again there. He has been the backbone of this team. You think he's got to be getting tired by now. He seems a little frustrated.
Well, yes, he had to have been happy when halftime came because he was in there almost every play on both offense and defense, leading the charge for his team. And Peyton, as you were saying earlier with the upcoming players for this team, I think this year you have to give credit to number 1 Connor Courtney for really stepping up, and also to number 22, Brody Leonard, who is new to this school last year and is now playing both wing back and middle linebacker with a touchdown to his name tonight already.
Yes, and what I was saying earlier, oddly enough, they've acquired in this offseason, not to go all NFL, but they have added some talent to the team with Jackson Mullins, who's played great tonight with 2 fumble recoveries. They've also got Brody Leonard, who's joined the team new this year. And they've got Bryson Glenn, who's got a touchdown to his name as well.
Absolutely right, Peyton. And especially like what you said about Jackson Mullins, this guy has so much speed. And especially on defense, he is just a real defining factor of our Spartans defensive squad. He has got many tackles tonight, especially open field, where we really need them.
Those 2 fumble recoveries have also benefited the team. They've set them up for 2 scores, benefiting them 15 points. This long drive has almost taken the entire quarter. There is a flag on the play after Tony Mayhaw's 10-yard run. Tony Mayhaw is just getting frustrated. He's wearing down, like all great halfbacks do. There's got to be a point where the coach is like, we're not going to win this game. Let's take him out.
And it looked like the flag was thrown on the tackle, so it could be a face mask or a horse collar.
It's an offsetting penalty, actually.
I believe there's a face mask and a holding.
So the penalties will offset. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
It's from
big 3rd down conversion for him.
And the ball's on the Spartans' 34-yard line. See what they can do here.
48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The ball is snapped. He draws back to pass. This will be the 2nd throw of the night. Launches one over the middle. Broken up. Number 5, A.J. Chambers, threw an arm up there and got a piece of that ball knocked down. A.J. Chambers is another new player to the team. He hasn't gotten much playing time, but what he's done at linebacker tonight is pretty good.
That's right, Peyton. Like the old saying says, quality, not quantity. And when A.J. is in, he's really, really a beneficial factor to our team. And I think next year he's going to be one of our team captains.
Definitely. Now, you would say, not to be critical, but this team is a little bit undersized, the Spartans are, especially at the linebacker position. But these linebackers play with so much intensity that they make up for it. I mean, would you rather have the talent and size or the heart of some of these players like Connor Courtney, AJ, or Jackson?
Well, you definitely want the heart, but that's why Jackson Mullins was such a big addition to this team. His size and speed, that's a rare combination in football, and it's really great to have him out there because that means he can play both defense and offense.
And Tony Mayhaw gets another 10-yard run to add to his tally. I believe he has over 100 yards now.
You're right, Peyton. He's really having a stellar game, but I just don't see it doesn't seem possible that he could keep going through the 4th.
Definitely. I believe he's over 15 carries now at this point. You got to be wearing down. The Spartan defense has played really well, even though this drive has taken most of the quarter. 8 minutes to get down this far.
Oh, yeah, and he's been running hard, and he still can't get past the Spartans' defense.
Oh, and a great tackle in the backfield by the Spartans. I'm sorry, Peter, continue.
And he's been running so hard, but he just can't get past the Spartans' defense.
The quarterback, Alec Borhoff, teamed up with number 64, Ryan Lee, to bring him down in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and 15 yards to go when we come back for this 4th quarter. Well done, gentlemen. One thing. You can't mention the injury. You can't say what the injury actually is. It's against the law.
What's the injury? Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the injury?
It's a collarbone. Jace, the other guard.
I didn't know it either. Like,
Yeah.
Senior just told us today.
Yeah. I mean,
Why
no
is it against
biggie.
the law?
I think it's a confidentiality thing.
Privacy.
We got to get in positions. The game's going to start.
Go.
I think I got
Do it.
it.
He's got play-by-play. You're still on color. He's got
The headsets on with both hands. Okay.
So I might not.
I've got it.
Until most games. Take a break. All right. One person at a time.
Okay, do you want to... Senor, do you want us to go back on now? Okay, guys, I'm going to count down to 1, okay? Everybody say something to make sure that I can hear you all. And we're back, Spartan fans. And as we see the Union Grove team hitting the field, and we'll just wait for the game to start. Still a 38-6 score, no scores in the third quarter as we get ready to start the fourth quarter.
Right, Jack. And as we were saying earlier, Tony Mejia has had a great game so far, but he seems to be wearing down, and the Spartans have certainly seized the opportunity, stuffing them on almost every running attempt.
And Union Grove takes down a player there. Can't exactly tell who it is from here. And Union Grove's defense definitely stepping up in the last quarter, holding the Spartans to no scores. And they're definitely hoping to do it this quarter, and they definitely need to step up their offense. Also, their offense not having a very good game, and basically their star is number 20, Tony Mejia, and he's had a great game so far, Nicholas.
And definitely, Peyton and I and Peter talked about that for a while, about how his fatigue has to be setting in after 3 quarters of playing on both sides of the ball. But I think what he's waiting for is one of the other players on Union Grove to step up. Maybe one of the 2 quarterbacks who seem to have been switching in, possibly Josh Young, number 16.
And we see Brody Leonard carry the ball there. No, sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry about that. All of these Spartan 8th graders having just a terrific game. Sorry about that. I got the names mixed up. Looked at the wrong roster. All these Spartan 8th graders having a great game, showing great leadership. And that's definitely a big factor in this.
Absolutely, especially now that we're seeing a couple of the starters come back in on defense for the Spartans, like middle linebacker Brody Leonard, who has had such a beneficial effect on the team this year. Although his size may be small, he can certainly tackle.
So Jacob Noel carries that ball for a 1 or 2 yard gain, but that was 4th down, so turnover on downs.
Spartans ball.
And the Spartans have got the ball.
Now, Peter, what do you think about Tony Mejia's fatigue setting in?
He's doing great. I mean, he's just going down the field, helping his team. Can't really say that much, though.
Yeah, I understand. A lot has already been said. The one-man show tonight for Union Grove.
Sorry about that, folks. Nicholas got the name confused there. That was Marcel Wilder talking there. And so we see Webb hitting the field. It looks like that they're having a last-minute substitution. Number 60, Jones Stamper, the 7th grader coming in. He's had an absolutely terrific game today. Just great game. Definitely a big part of this Spartans offense. So we have 6:21 in the fourth quarter. Handoff to number 3, Sam McKay. He's going. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, 40, 30. He's going to go all the way. 20, 10.
Touchdown.
A touchdown for Sam McKamey.
What a run. What a run. That was just a really good... The blocking there was key, especially Jones Stamper. And I believe the left guard pulled and just created a wedge there. And Sam really capitalized on it, took off down the field. And once he was through that hole, no one was going to catch him.
Sam McKamey and J.T. Dooley, of course, the 2 star running backs on this team. Studs. They are amazing. as we see the Spartans offense being substituted. Looks like the Spartans are going to give some 6th and 7th graders some chances for playing time, so they can see if the coaches, they can impress their coaches.
So, Jack, what do you think about how this year's team is going to compare to last year's team in terms of record?
I believe that the Spartans definitely have, and we see number 31, that being Carson Slagle, the 7th grader, take that in for the 2-point conversion. I believe that the Spartans this year definitely have a better defense than they did last year. I know a lot of people are like a lot of people that are football fans, they'll just think, oh, offense, the only thing that matters, it's the only one that usually scores. But defense is a huge factor in this game. The good old saying, defense wins games, is definitely a big part in this game.
Absolutely. Because no matter how many times you score, if you can't stop anything, they'll just score 2.
Exactly, and that's how we get some of the high-scoring games. This one is high-scoring for one team, Webb 46 with Union Grove 6, and their only touchdown by the star, Tony Mejia, number 20, as number 83, J.R. Foy, sets to kick the ball off.
Yes, and what a touchdown that was, though. I believe it was a 70-yard run. It set up just to be a run through the hole between the guard and the tackle on the right side, but he broke a tackle from the linebacker, and he was just gone. Nobody was going to catch him. He was pulling away the entire time.
J.R. Foy kicks that ball to the 30-yard line. Sorry about that. And they are going to dive on it at the 29 as we see the Union Grove offense hit the field. And in the Spartans defense right now, I know I can point out Turley Wall, the 6th grader, coming in. So it looks like that they're giving the younger players a chance to make their statement to the coaches on how much they're going to play in future years.
Yes, Jack, you can certainly expect to see some 6th graders in the game when you're up by 40 in the 4th quarter. And young Turley Wall actually has been playing for quite a bit in this game. You can expect him to really spearhead the team when he's in 7th and 8th grade. There's a bright future ahead for him.
Definitely. I've known him for a while. I've known him as a basketball player, although I kind of assumed he played football, and he was always a great basketball player. He would be tough. He'd power through the players. Definitely going to be a big part in the Spartan offense. This year he'll get to play in a few games like this. Next year he'll probably play about half the time, and then in 8th grade he'll just absolutely be a stud. He'll be the one that everybody's talking about.
Now, how about the weather tonight? Just perfect for a football game.
Yes, Nicholas, I was outside last quarter, and it was perfect, maybe 70s, as we see a handoff from Union Grove to move the chains on 1st down.
And at this point, they realize they're not going to win the game, but they're going to try to get in some good reps in their offense and try to drive down the field and score a couple more touchdowns before the end of the game.
It looks like that Union Grove has actually they don't have necessarily, I don't see Tony Mejia out there, as far as I can tell. He is definitely the stud on this team, probably. They're trying to get some 6th grade, 7th grade experience, but also they want to keep their 8th graders in there because they know, if the Spartans can score 22 points in a quarter, they can maybe score more.
Absolutely. And I think that just came down to Mejia getting tired. I can't blame the guy playing 3.5 quarters on both sides of the ball. That is really impressive. I tip my hat to him. Great game, Tony.
That indeed, and we see Eli Macon with the last carry. We see some Spartan defensive players coming out.
To me, it looks like a 6th and 7th grade battle out right now, even though it doesn't look like Union Grove can come back.
And there's flag on the play. Looks like there's some motion before the snap. We'll see what it is. Oh, and it's encroachment called on Jackson Mullins.
Not many penalties this game, although it looks like a lot of them have been against Webb. That's something they definitely need to correct, but not many this game. I haven't noticed very many, just a few offsides, false start, holding a little bit. Not anything major.
Right, and that's really good. You'd hate to see a good football game be disrupted by penalties on almost every play.
Definitely. Now this is not football related, actually soccer. But I remember the World Cup in 2010, Spain. Oh my goodness, it was a Spain game. I don't remember who they were playing, but just terrible. I think that there are so many yellow cards and red cards. I don't even want to watch it. Like, I don't want to. And same thing in football. I don't want to see. I don't want to see flags flying everywhere. I want to see a good, clean game.
Right. What do you think on all this, Marcel?
Well, if you're in the lead, you're probably going to keep the lead if you have a huge lead. But I've got to agree with you, Jack. I do not like seeing games with so many penalties. Penalty after penalty after penalty. It just gets boring and boring.
As we see Union Grove move the chains there for a first down.
And as neither of you two said, it just so happens that when there are many penalties, the game can be disrupted and it can get more physical than the refs intend. Players get out of hand when they think that people are getting more penalties caught on them than they should, and it just gets really ugly. It's better just to avoid that problem at all costs.
And number 34, Jacob Noel with another handoff. He is actually having a pretty good game. If he had a little bit more time, he could probably compare to Tony Mejia. This Union Grove and Webb offenses both rely on running, and they've got very good running backs, and so they're going to run the ball very well. Looks like Webb has outrun them, and Webb has a better defense, so they've been able to stop Union Grove. And there's a fumble on the play.
But it's fallen on by a clump of Union Grove players. Now, Jack, I think it looks like Union Grove is going to march in there for one more score if Webb's not careful. End the game on, which would end it at most likely 46-12 or 46-14. But I think Webb might have it in it for one more big stop.
I was about to say that they could make a close comeback, but then I looked at the clock. We've got 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It is 46-6. Webb is up. Union Grove trying to get one more touchdown in there.
And they
just hanging it up to Jacob Noel again for about a 4-yard gain.
They just hurried that play quickly because they know they need this touchdown.
Yeah, exactly right, Marcel. Union Grove, they know they're defeated, but they really would like to get in one more touchdown here. Just get some extra reps with their second stringers.
And definitely the second stringers want to impress the coaches. That's how it is on every middle and high school football team. You want to impress the coaches if you're a freshman or a sophomore. In high school cases, in this case, a 6th or 7th grader.
They have to get like 14 yards in 8 seconds to get the touchdown. And now they are down, and it looks like the clock will run out on them.
And Michael Grover takes that last carry. But that is the end of the game. It is 46-6, but do not tune out. We have a post-game show coming your way. You've been listening to Webb on the Web, the WOW Network. We'll be right back. And Spartan fans, we are back with the post-game show. I'm Jack King alongside Peyton Gallagher and Nicholas Lansing. First off, I'd like to ask you two, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, first off, Joan Stamper came in for the injured Sam Warner. He played great. He was the leader of this team, and he deserves an MVP in my opinion.
And we have officially announced him as the MVP. Nicholas, what are your final thoughts on this game?
Well, Jones did have a great game, and I think he does deserve the MVP. But I think I think I'm gonna have to give a co-MVP with Jones and Brody Leonard coming in here in his first year of football and scoring both a touchdown and starting at middle linebacker with a lot of key tackles.
Definitely, and all of these Spartan players with just a great game. Sam McCamey, JT Dooley, all of these running backs, 6th and 7th graders got to come in and try and impress the coaches. And personally, I thought it was just great effort by the Spartans. Union Grove, if they can pull their offense together, they will definitely be able to become a winning team.
Absolutely, Jack.
Well, I think so too. Union Grove's going to have a good year either way. Spartans walked off with a win. Brings Jack Nadeau to 5-2 on his career. That's another key point for them. He's gaining confidence. He's 2-1 in the year. They're almost back to their season record last year.
And, gentlemen, can I get your just final thoughts on the game?
Well, I think great game by the Spartans, excellent running, good defense. Also by Union Grove, good game by Tony Mejia. And I think all in all, a much-needed win for the Spartans.
Definitely, the Spartans played great. They rushed for a lot of yards. And all out, the game was won with defense, so.
Definitely, and folks, this again the final score: Spartans 46 and Union Grove 6. You've been listening to Webb on the Webb, the WOW Network, and that concludes our broadcast. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.